Hi everyone, welcome to Jack and Cat Adventures. Today I'm going to show you how to make a roasted duck. It's very easy, and when I say delicious, I mean it. So how I do it is, I start out with a roasting pan and I put onions in the bottom. I'm going to show you how to make dumplings for this, and the grease from the ducks, the fat, goes over your onions, and when it's done, we're going to make dumplings, and then you put the dumplings in that grease and onion, and it's amazing. So let's get started. When you buy your duck, it's probably going to be frozen. Take it out at least 2 days before you need it. 3 preferably if you can do it. So, let it thaw in the refrigerator for a while, and once you can take it out of the plastic, take it out and put it on a like a wire rack for cookies with a tray underneath it. And you're going to let them, you want to pat them dry really, really good. Continuously. You're going to put them in the refrigerator uncovered to let them dry out even more the day before you use it, okay? So the main concern here is it needs to be thawed and it needs to be dry, or you will not get the crispy skin, and that's the best part. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to start out by seasoning my bird. I'm using the buttery poultry blend from Kinder's. You can use salt and pepper, whatever your favorite is. So I'm just going to start seasoning my birds. And actually, I'm going to put on a pair of gloves. I don't like the feel of the bird. Let me put on gloves. Alright, so I'm just going to rub this in.
Want me to shake while you rub?
No, I'm good.
Alright. I don't get to do nothing.
Preheat your oven to 350 degrees. If I didn't say that already, I probably didn't. So I'm starting this out seasoning it with the breast side down because we're going to flip it and cook it breast side up. So I'm just making it easier on myself instead of having to flip it 1,000 times. Now, cooking a duck is really easy. It just takes some time, and you're going to be, after an hour, it cooks for 2 hours and 15 minutes. After the first hour, we're going to stab it again and flip it. So there's a lot of flipping going on this bird. Alright, so now I'm going to do the other side. I got this amazing roasting pan from Walmart.
You got it on sale too. It was only $7.
Yeah, I just got it after Christmas, so maybe check for that, because I used my Instapot racks last time and it was a pain in the butt. Okay, so now if you have this fat hanging off here, we're going to cut that off. Make sure you cleaned out all your gizzards and everything. And I'm going to put a little bit of this inside my bird. And just rub it around in there, in this side. Don't worry, I will wash this container when I'm done handling it. Not a big deal.
It's going to be empty, so you don't have to worry about it.
You just want to make sure the bird is seasoned really well. Okay, now, cut off that other part here. Now, a lot of people say, you know, tie your wings, do this, that. I don't do any of it. So next thing we're going to do is, I have here cut some onion and apple. Now, last time I used onion, apple, garlic, and oranges, and I think 1 lemon. And it was good, but my family didn't really like the citrus. So I'm not going to add citrus to mine this time. But we're going to fill these cavities up with some yumminess.
Some people say it doesn't make a difference, but it does. It puts a little more flavor in the duck.
Yeah. Right up.
Dump it?
You stop.
And we'll finish up here.
Yep. Perfect. Okay, and that was 1 apple and 1 onion. Now, this is where Jack comes in. Grab the toothpicks.
Oh no.
I'm just going to flip this fatty part over if
The
I
tails.
can. And just use some toothpicks to hold it in. Now you don't have to do this. I'm just trying to hold in the onions and stuff.
Ugh.
It don't have to be perfect.
I just wanted to.
That you don't need to worry about. Just do
This
these.
I want to get
Okay.
there. Well, no.
Just leave it. Do this.
Forget about it.
No, all I wanted was the sides in.
Okay.
Yeah, that's good. I just don't want the inside stuff coming out. Okay. Very good. Now let me take off my gloves.
Then you get my back for a couple of minutes.
And then I'm going to take a very sharp knife. And we're going to cut crisscrosses in our duck skin on the top.
I think it'd be better to use skewers next time.
Yeah, that's fine.
But, you know, it's done. Yeah.
Alright, so I'm going to move this back onto this tray a little bit. Alright, now we're going to cut crisscross, and don't cut into your meat, just cut into the skin.
Just want to score the skin.
And I'm going to go this way. Alright. I'm trying not to cut into the skin a little, or into the meat. I may have cut into it a little bit, not a big deal. The skin is a little bit thinner than normal on these this time, so I just got to be careful, that's all. And all this is going to do is release that fat, and that's what we want.
Just let it flow a little bit.
And then we're going to just poke the bird all over. Okay, now we're going to put it onto our tray, into our pan actually. And what I say to get this pan is, this is really sturdy. Now we're going to put it in the oven. We're not going to touch it for 1 hour. Alright, after your first hour, you're going to take your ducks out. You're going to poke the skin, just the skin, again. Okay, now we're going to flip these, and we're going to put them back in the oven for 1 hour. There we go. Hi everyone, welcome to Jack and Cat Adventures. Today we're going to be making duck dumplings, okay? These are the dumplings that go with the duck that we are going to show you. The link for the duck will be linked below for you. So you're going to start out with 3 cups of peeled and diced potatoes, and you're going to put them in a blender, and you're going to make them like mush.
Puree them.
Puree, okay? So I'm going to do that. Once you get all your potatoes done like this, then we're going to put them in a towel and squeeze all of that water out. You want all of the juice from the potatoes out. So I'm going to continue to do all of my potatoes, and then we'll move on to the next step. All right, now that I have all of my potatoes pureed, we're going to move on to draining them. So, what you're going to do is you're going to take a cotton cloth and just take a little bit at a time and put it in your cloth. You're going to close it up. I'm not going to do it here because we're going to do it over the sink. But then you're going to toss it, turn it like this, and then just keep squeezing and squeezing all that liquid out of those potatoes. Do it in small batches. Alright, once you have your potatoes nice and dry like this, I have 6 cups of potatoes, so I doubled mine, but the recipe calls for 3 cups, so I'll do 3 cups and then just follow this recipe. So you're going to need 3.5 cups of flour.
And I'm gonna have to get more flour. She ain't gonna have enough.
Now I'm going to add my extra. Okay. Now you're going to add 1 teaspoon of salt. One teaspoon of baking powder. And while you're doing your potatoes, get a big pot of water boiling. We're going to do 4 eggs. I'm going to mix those up a little bit. Now on this recipe, it does call for 1 tablespoon of flour while you're doing your potatoes. I don't ever mess with that. If I need a little more flour, I just put it in. And it calls for onions, but I'm not putting onions actually in my dumplings. I have them in the bottom of the duck roasting pan, roasting in the oven. So
It's gonna be in the gravy.
it'll be in the gravy. Okay, so you need 2 eggs and 1/2 cup of whole milk. And then we just mix this really well. I'm gonna get my gloves on and mix it. It's real easy to mix with your hands. If you don't want this many potatoes, you can cut it down to any amount you want. You want a pretty stiff dough, but you don't want to over mix it because these are really delicate dumplings.
You're gonna want this many potatoes because these things are so delicious. They're great as leftovers. I
Yep.
mean, and they make a meal all by themselves.
Okay, I'm just going to mix this really well.
We'll come back once these are all mixed up.
Alright, now after your second hour is up, you're going to turn your oven up to 400. We're going to lightly poke this one more time.
They smell amazing.
And if you look, come over here, Jackie, there's a lot of fat in the bottom of this pan. That's what our dumpling is going to use as their
Gravy.
gravy. Now we're going to flip these breast side up, and we're going to put them in the 400-degree oven for 15 minutes. Alright, this is what you want it to look like. It's nice and firm. Now I'm using about a 1.5, 2-inch, 2 tablespoon maybe, something like that.
Yeah, ballpark.
You're going to drop these into your boiling water. Once you're done dropping, don't overfill your pan with these. You're going to do it in batches. Once you're done, start gently stirring to get them off the bottom. Once they start floating, cook them for 4 minutes as they float. Then you're going to take them out with a strainer. You're going to put them in a colander, and you're going to let them. You're going to rinse them real quick, just a little bit, and let the water run through. And we're going to continue doing this until this is all gone.
I'm gonna walk over here with the camera so you can see her Throwing stuff in the pot.
Now, you don't want to, right when you put them in, start stirring them because they will fall apart.
Alright, my camera's starting to fog up a little bit, so we'll be back.
Alright, here's our finished ducks. This is all of the grease that came from the ducks. And now I'm going to put my dumplings in this grease. Make sure that when your duck comes out, you let it sit for about 10 to 15 minutes so the juices go back up into the duck. And it makes the crust a lot crispier, okay? Alright, so here's our dumplings. I put in the duck grease and the onions. And this smells amazing. So please like, share, comment, and subscribe. And remember, you do you.